Welcome to Life Confessions TV. Try to relax and feel the story.
The day my father died, my brother looked me straight in the eyes and said something I will never forget. This house is mine, not ours, not the family home. His. The words hung in the air like smoke. We were standing in the living room where we had grown up, the same room where Dad used to watch baseball games every Sunday, where our dog used to sleep under the coffee table, where every Christmas morning started. And suddenly it felt like I didn't belong there anymore. My brother stood near the fireplace, holding a folder full of documents. He was calm. Too calm. I should have realized then that he had been planning this for a long time. My name is Lena Whitmore, and until that moment, I believed my brother and I were still family. I was wrong. Our father had passed away 2 weeks earlier after a sudden heart attack. Everything happened so fast that none of us had time to process it. One moment he was calling me about fixing the roof before winter. The next moment, I was sitting in a hospital hallway listening to a doctor say the words no child ever wants to hear. He didn't make it. My brother handled most of the arrangements. He insisted on organizing the funeral, speaking with the lawyer, and taking care of the paperwork. At the time, I was grateful. I thought he was stepping up for the family. Now I realized something else. He was making sure everything went exactly the way he wanted. Our father owned a beautiful 2-story house in a quiet neighborhood outside Portland. It wasn't a mansion, but it was worth a lot. Over the years, property prices had exploded, and houses on our street were selling for nearly $900,000. But to me, it wasn't about money. It was my childhood. The apple tree in the backyard. The scratches on the hallway wall where Dad used to measure our height every birthday. The kitchen where he taught me how to cook when I was 12. I thought those memories belonged to both of us. Apparently, my brother thought they belonged only to him. 2 weeks after the funeral, he asked me to come to the house. "I need to go over Dad's paperwork with you," he said over the phone. His voice sounded serious, almost rehearsed. When I arrived, he was already sitting at the dining table with the folder. The same table where our family used to eat dinner every night. He didn't offer me coffee. He didn't ask how I was doing. He just slid a document toward me. "This is the property transfer Dad signed last year." I frowned. "Property transfer?" He leaned back in his chair. "Dad transferred the house to me before he died." For a moment, I thought I had misunderstood. "What do you mean?" "It means the house belongs to me now." My chest tightened. "That doesn't make sense. Dad would never." He tapped the paper. "It's all right here." I looked down at the document. My father's signature was at the bottom. The date was from 8 months earlier. According to the document, he had transferred full ownership of the house to my brother. No mention of me. No shared ownership. Nothing. Just one name. His. My head started spinning. Why would Dad do this? I asked quietly. My brother shrugged. "You moved away years ago. I was the one helping him with the house." That wasn't true. Yes, I had moved to Seattle for work, but I visited constantly. I paid for half of the roof repair 3 years ago. I helped Dad refinance the mortgage, but none of that seemed to matter now. My brother closed the folder. "So here's the situation," he continued. "I'm planning to renovate the place and sell it next spring." Sell it. The word hit me like a punch. "You're selling our home?" He corrected me immediately. "My home." I stared at him. "You're serious?" "Very." "And what about me?" He shrugged again. "There's nothing to talk about." I left the house that day feeling like something inside me had been ripped out. I kept replaying the conversation in my head. Dad giving the house to only one of us made no sense. He had always treated us equally. Every birthday, every Christmas, every big decision. Fairness mattered to him. So why would he suddenly leave everything to my brother? The more I thought about it, the less it made sense. And that's when I remembered something. A conversation I had with Dad almost a year earlier. It was late at night, and we were sitting on the back porch. He had just poured 2 glasses of iced tea. "Lena," he said, "promise me something." "What?" "If anything ever happens to me, make sure you and your brother stick together." I laughed. "Of course we will." He smiled. "This house belongs to both of you." Those were his exact words. Both of you. Not one. Both. That memory refused to leave my mind. So, a week later, I decided to visit the family lawyer. I didn't tell my brother. I just scheduled an appointment. The lawyer, a quiet man named Mr. Reynolds, greeted me with a polite smile. "I'm sorry for your loss," he said. "Thank you." We sat down in his office. After a few minutes of small talk, I asked the question that had been bothering me. Did my father really transfer the house to my brother? He opened a file and adjusted his glasses. "Yes, that's correct." My stomach dropped. But he continued slowly. "There's something else." Something else. 2 simple words. But they would change everything. Mr. Reynolds opened another folder and carefully placed a document on the desk. "This was added to your father's estate plan about 3 years ago," he said. I leaned forward. "What is it?" "A co-ownership agreement." I frowned. "A what?" He slid the document closer. "Your father wanted to make sure the house would always stay in the family." I looked down at the paper. 2 names were listed under the ownership clause. My brother's name and mine. I blinked. "Wait, this says we both own it." Mr. Reynolds nodded calmly. "That's correct. But my brother showed me paperwork saying the house belongs entirely to him." He sighed. "That transfer only applied to your father's share." I stared at him. My father owned 50% of the property. "And the other 50%? I asked slowly. "You." My heart started pounding. "You're saying I already owned half the house?" "Yes." "Since when?" "Since the refinance your father completed 5 years ago." I remembered that. Dad had asked me to sign some paperwork because I helped him qualify for a better mortgage. At the time, I thought I was just co-signing the loan. Apparently, I had become something else. A legal co-owner, which meant one very important thing. My brother couldn't sell the house without me. I felt a strange calm spread through me. All the anger I had felt over the past weeks suddenly turned into something else. Patience. "Does my brother know this?" I asked. Mr. Reynolds shook his head. I assumed he did. I almost laughed. "Oh, he definitely doesn't." The lawyer leaned back in his chair. "If you and your brother disagree about the property, the law is very clear." "How clear?" "He cannot sell the house without your signature." For the first time since my father died. I smiled. Not because I wanted revenge, but because the truth finally made sense. Dad hadn't chosen one child over the other. He had protected both of us. My brother just didn't realize it yet. 3 months passed. I didn't say anything to him. Not yet. Instead, I watched. And sure enough, my brother started renovating the house. New windows, fresh paint, landscaping. He even replaced the kitchen. The neighbors told me he was planning to sell it for over $1 million. Every time I drove past the house, I wondered when he would finally call, because eventually, he would have to. The call came on a Thursday afternoon. His voice sounded unusually friendly. "Hey," he said. "Hey. I found a buyer for the house." I waited. "Okay. They're offering $1.05 million. There was a small pause. And we need to meet with a real estate attorney next week to finalize everything." I smiled quietly. Sounds good. He had no idea what was coming. The closing meeting was scheduled for Monday morning. When I arrived at the lawyer's office, my brother was already there with the buyers. A young couple. They looked excited. My brother greeted me with a confident smile. "Glad you could make it." I nodded politely and sat down. The attorney began reviewing the documents. Everything moved smoothly. Until the final step, the signatures. The attorney looked at the paperwork and frowned. "Mr. Whitmore," he said to my brother. "Yes, I'm missing one signature." My brother looked confused. "What do you mean?" The lawyer turned the document toward him. "The co-owner's signature." The room went quiet. "My what?" my brother asked. "The co-owner." He pointed to the line with my name on it. My brother's face slowly turned pale. "What is this?" he demanded. I leaned back in my chair and finally spoke. It means you forgot one small detail. His eyes snapped toward me. You don't own the whole house. The attorney cleared his throat. According to the property records, the house has 2 legal owners. My brother stared at the document. His hands were shaking now. Since when? I looked directly at him. 5 years. The silence in the room was deafening. The buyers exchanged nervous glances. My brother leaned toward me and whispered angrily, "You knew about this?" I met his eyes calmly. Yes. Why didn't you say anything? I tilted my head slightly. You told me the house was yours. For the first time in weeks. He had nothing to say. The real estate attorney adjusted his glasses and looked at both of us. So, he said carefully, before the sale can proceed, both owners must agree to the transaction. My brother's face was completely drained of color now.
He turned to me.
You're really going to do this? Do what? Block the sale? I folded my hands calmly on the table. That depends. The buyers were watching us like they had accidentally walked into a family war. My brother forced a tight smile. Can we talk outside for a minute? Sure. The moment the office door closed behind us, his attitude changed. What the hell are you doing? He snapped. I leaned against the hallway wall. What do you mean? You're embarrassing me in there. I raised an eyebrow. You embarrassed yourself when you tried to steal the house. His jaw tightened. I didn't steal anything. Dad signed the transfer. Half the house, I corrected. You conveniently forgot the other half. He ran his hand through his hair, pacing the hallway. This deal is worth over $1 million. I know. So sign the papers.
Just like that.
No apology. No acknowledgement of what he had done. Just an order. I couldn't help but laugh quietly. You told me the house wasn't mine.
He stopped pacing.
That was before. Before what? Before I knew about this. For a moment, we just stared at each other. 2 siblings standing in a quiet hallway. The same siblings who used to build blanket forts in the living room. The same kids who used to race bicycles down the street. But somewhere along the way, he had stopped seeing me as family. He only saw money. So, what do you want? He finally asked. I crossed my arms. Half. You're joking.
No.
You didn't pay for the renovations. You didn't ask me. You didn't even live here. It's still my house. His frustration was turning into panic. Lena, listen, he said, lowering his voice. The buyers are ready to close today. If this deal falls apart, I lose the deposit. How much? $20,000. I shrugged. That sounds like your problem. He stared at me like he was seeing a stranger. You're unbelievable. No, I said calmly. I'm fair. Fair. Yes. Half the house, half the sale. That's over $500,000. Exactly. For a long moment, he said nothing. I could see the calculations happening behind his eyes. The same mind that had spent months planning to take everything, now realizing that plan had just collapsed.
Finally, he sighed.
Fine. The words sounded like it physically hurt him. You get half. When we walked back into the office, the tension in the room was obvious. The attorney looked up. Everything resolved? My brother forced another smile. Yes. I nodded. We're ready. The documents were placed on the table again. One by one, the pages were turned. Then the final page appeared. 2 signature lines. For the 2 owners. My brother signed first. His pen moved quickly, like he wanted to finish before something else could go wrong. Then the attorney slid the document toward me. Ms. Whitmore. I picked up the pen. For a moment, I thought about my father, about the backyard, the apple tree, the kitchen where he taught me to cook. Then I signed. The sale went through that afternoon. After the mortgage was paid and the costs were deducted, the remaining money was divided equally, just like my father always believed things should be.
Fair.
As we left the building, my brother stopped beside me. I can't believe you did this. I looked at him. You tried to take everything. I was just handling Dad's affairs. No, I said quietly. You were handling them for yourself.
He didn't argue.
because we both knew it was true. I used part of my share of the money to buy a small house near the coast. Nothing huge, but it had a beautiful view of the ocean. And every morning when I drink my coffee on the porch, I think about something my father once said: fairness matters. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more real-life stories about family, betrayal, and justice.